What's up? Welcome to my channel. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for coming back. Today, we're talking movies. Have you ever come across a movie that you're pretty sure that you've seen, but you can't remember anything about it? That's Cradle to the Grave for me. I always get it mixed up with Romeo Must Die, and I don't think that's my fault because some of the cast is in both movies. They're both directed by the same director. It gives off that Tommy Boy Black Sheep kind of effect for me, if you know what I mean. See, there was a period in time in Hollywood where it was like black people plus kung fu equals gold. And honestly, can't fault them. I blame Rush Hour. And I'm not saying Rush Hour is a bad movie. I just rewatched it recently. It's still funny. And while Jackie Chan ended up getting that Disney money, Jet Li kind of got stuck doing hood kung fu movies for a while, a couple years, and they're all amazing. Except Cradle to the Grave, which I can't seem to remember at all. Like, I've seen a lot of Jet Li movies. Nothing. So I wanted to see if it was worth remembering. And my brother watched it with me because he too didn't remember the movie and also mixed it up with Romeo Must Die. The movie starts with DMX and his bro Miles sneaking into a building by going through the subway. We find out in a little bit that they're jewel thieves and this is a heist at the Diamond Exchange.
X marks the spot.
The thought of DMX using power tools scares me.
You think that? I was thinking, why did they make him look like the Underminer from The Incredibles? DMX receives a call from a guy named Christoph, and Jet Li appears tracing the call.
Now this motherfucking trace buster is gonna keep that motherfucker from tracing our shit, know what I'm saying? And not only does this trace buster keep a buster from tracing your call, but it can also
Trace?
Anthony Anderson and Gabrielle Union show up at the jewel exchange. They're on X's team too. But I think she's like a former stripper or prostitute. I'm not sure. The movie doesn't clarify. But either way, her role is just to like honeypot the security guard. But that don't work because apparently he's gay. And Anthony Anderson is his type.
Unless you're one of those big handsome men that's letting all that go to waste on the woman. The world is full of fools. Woo! Yahtzee. Tom. You can call me Rachel.
That's not. No. They're just playing like this weird ass goofy circus music the whole time. And I had to remind myself this movie was made in 2003. At the same time, Jet Li springs into action and literally says, "Fuck gravity, I'm Jet Li."
Yo, Jet Li is young as shit in this movie. Yo, he should have snapped his face.
He makes it all the way to the floor that he needs to get to Christoph, and he just wants to have a little chat. Gabby, X, and Bro break into the vault. They're opening boxes with money and other gems, but they're just tossing all that shit around. Like, are y'all thieves or nah? Like, just throw that shit in bags, sort it out later, and keep it moving. Like, I'm not saying I'm a criminal, but I'm just saying I like to work efficiently. And then X pockets a necklace. Gabby comes across apparently what they were looking for in the first fucking place. These big black gems, diamonds.
Legos. Fucking rupees. How many pots did you break for this shit, bitch?
Jet Li then called 911, letting them know that the jewel exchange was being robbed.
Snitch.
Then called X and telling him that Christoph called the police, giving them the heads up, letting him know to leave the stones behind. X is like, nah. So the team escapes back to the train tracks to discover that they've been shut off. X then tells his bro to meet them at their spot. That's all he says. But there's only two directions they can go, right? They could either run into the police or not run into the police or run into the police. So why split up? X and Gabby hide on top of a train and somehow didn't fall off because, you know, tension. Like, have you ever stood inside a moving train or bus? They don't give a fuck about you and you're gonna fall, okay? Bro runs into only Jet Li and proceeds to get his ass beat and robbed. See, this is what I mean. If they had gone together, I'm confident they could have took them all on, but then that'd been the end of the movie and blah, 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 blah. But later, Jet Li discovers that those are just regular diamonds. Oh yeah, Gabrielle Union is fine. DMX just like held on to her until the next stop. Whatever. So now we meet Mark Dacakis, and Lady Deathstrike is his bad bitch. I'm going to say Mark Dukakis. You can correct me. I won't care. She lets him know that the exchange was robbed. Jet Li then returns the real diamonds back to the exchange to the police. We later find out that he is Taiwanese police. It's like super later. So here's where we find out that X has a daughter named Vanessa, and he gives her the necklace that he stole from the exchange.
How'd you do that?
Magic.
For me?
The crew meets up at X's house immediately after a crime. He explains the call that he received about the gems, and the team is in agreement that Kristoff sold them out. Bro gets there late, but he tells him about the ass whooping that he took. Oh yeah, X has a no guns policy, and dude makes a point about like, if I had a gun, I wouldn't have got my ass whooped, and I have to agree. X leaves to meet up with Tom Arnold. He's like awkward white guy amongst urban youth. He's supposed to be funny, but it's bad. But he's like X's info tech guy. And in order to find out more about the stones, he tells him to like put beacons out on the street and shit. X leaves once again to meet up with Kristoff, but he finds him dead as fuck. Jet Li is there once again at the scene of a crime. He claims he didn't kill Kristoff, which is true. But we did watch him beat the ever-loving dog shit out of him. He might as well have killed him at that point. Jet Li tells X he wants the stones, and X is like, what's your offer? Jet Li is like, I offer not to beat your ass. And X is like, no deal. And then there are hands. Mark calls Kristoff's phone to tell X to pick up. He tells X that the jewels him and his crew stole are actually his, and he wants them back. And at this point, I can only think of my favorite cartoon.
Return the slab. Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
What's your offer? Ha! Nice try, Professor. Who's he kidding? I can see the zipper on that cheap dime store costume. Oh!
Like, I ruined the movie for myself. So then X leaves, and he's chased and ambushed into an alley, and is just extra badass. They almost get him until Jet Li shows up to kick their ass too. Now you already know the Jet Li portion of this fight is clean, polished. It's very Jet Li. The DMX side of the fight looks like DMX had to actually pull back from making it look like he was beating a dude like he owed him money. That was trying to soften some hood shit. Okay, now for some reason, there are dogs in this alley. And by some reason, what I actually mean is for this scene. Archie calls X and tells him that some dudes came and stole the stones from him. X figures out that this dude named Jump Chambers is the only person capable of doing this. And here's where Jet Li just tells him that the stones belong to Taiwan. That's why he's there. Mark Dukakis calls X again and lets him know that his daughter's been kidnapped. Jet Li and Mark Dukakis talk on the phone. So then Jet Li tells Mark that he has the stones to buy them more time and to keep X's daughter alive. Meanwhile, Mark takes Vanessa back to the warehouse and kind of already sees through Sue and X's plan. Sue and X bond over being fathers. Sue explains more about the stones, how they belong to Taiwan, how he and Ling used to be partners, and how Ling killed his entire team and is trying to kill Jet Li, and he's essentially out for revenge.
West, north and south, just do your best to guard and watch it while she rests. Amen.
Jet was like, why the fuck he started saying that? DMX never acknowledges him for like the next 15 minutes.
They drive all night until they get to the prison with Jump Chambers to get the stones back, where pretty much he runs shit and has like a prison apartment with a breakfast bar and guards. Either way, the scene is fucking long. The long and short of the scene is Jump Chambers is ignorant as shit. Pretty much what he's saying is like, I don't give a fuck about your daughter. No, I'm not giving you the stones back. And X figures out that they're at his club anyway. So like, why did we even go to the prison? Gabby is sent back into Jump's club to distract some dude who I guess is holding down the club while Jump is in jail. Archie's with Sue and leads into another one of Jump's spots. He says he can remember a fancy ring that one of the dudes who stole the stones from him was wearing. And the spot is a fight club, because I mean, you have Jet Li in a movie. Make him fuck people up, right? So you already know he wins.
Guy Ferrari shorts. Flavor Town.
So yeah, Gabby does an absolute awful job strip teasing, but this is like the early 2000s and Bring It On was out like not too long ago. X and Bro set up on the roof of the club, and Anthony Anderson pretends to do pest control as another distraction. But eventually he gets inside of the office to block it off so that Bro and X can look for the stones. All of this goes on too long. Now remember when I said they set up on the club and Obviously, they're about to do some like Mission Impossible shit. Look at this shit.
Let's do it. Alright.
Brooklyn!
My mans went Tim's first for safety. Then bro just shoots the safe with a tank grade rifle gun, which alerts, you know, anyone with ears. A fight breaks out and X gets arrested, but then we get the most DMX scene ever. Yeah. My man stole a four-wheeler, had a high-speed chase with the cops, causing cars to crash, chased down by another BMX rider, up the stairs and through an apartment in, I guess, a sewing district, through a window, jumping onto a parking garage, all while wearing a leather jacket. And he lived. And he definitely did give it to me.
Niggas wanna fight me, fight these stairs! Oh, so that's what ATV stands for. All train vehicle. You know that? What do you think ATV meant? Go ahead, what do you think it meant?
Archie and Sue get the guy that they're looking for. They find out that the stones are in the fountain at Jump's office. And right here is when I realized that the entire last scene that we just got was probably what the movie was written around. Because everything doesn't make sense now. Why do they have to go to another place to find out the locations of the stones that we already knew and they were already there? Like, the whole team should just go. Like, why split? Why look for somebody else? Like, we already know where the stones are. It's because we needed to have Jet Li lay hands on people. Mark Dukakis pays Jump a visit to purchase the stones from him, but he was being ignorant as shit again. So Mark Dukakis kills him and his man bitch. The police block off the garage to catch X, but the team ends up sneaking him out either way. Afterwards, the crew goes back to Jump's club for the stones to find all his men dead and all the stones but one are gone. Sue is sure that Mark Dukakis has them. He lets the crew know that they're a form of synthetic plutonium, and Mark Dukakis has a device that enriches them. But the little girl gets a phone and calls X for help before the phone dies. So at this point, the movie kind of like honestly drags. It drags, and I just want it to be over with. So I'm just gonna do that with my review. They find out where the black market auction for the plutonium is happening. Sue defeats Ling in a ring of fire by injecting him with Extremis. Gabrielle Union defeats Lady Deathstrike, and I call bullshit. She put it on Wolverine. X saves his daughter. Sue takes the remaining stones back to Taiwan. And somebody told Anthony Anderson and Tom Arnold that they were funny.
I can do it. I've had straight jobs. You ever had a straight job? I've plenty of straight jobs. Yeah, really? Well, name one. I sold Avon. You were an Avon lady? I was an Avon man. All right? Yeah, what you got a problem with? I don't have a friend. Why are you looking at me like that?
So, and that's the movie. Was it worth trying to remember? No, it wasn't. I don't know what movie I thought I saw, but it wasn't this. That middle scene with Jet Li fighting people and DMX on the four-wheeler, that was like the best part of the movie. I wish the whole thing was like that, but it wasn't. Tom Arnold sucked. Everybody was boring. This movie's forgettable. I never want to watch it again. So what's your favorite Jet Li movie? Mine personally, unironically, it's The One. And don't worry, I will be watching that very soon. If you like this video, leave a comment, leave a like, share it. As always, you know, tell your friends about me. Also subscribe. Come back next time when I do stuff. If you want to see more of my brother in my videos, leave a comment that says don't be a bitch. That way I can show it to him and we can bully him as a collective. I'm his older sister. I approve this message. And on that, that's the end of our video, and I will see you in the next one.